It's the Whitetail Crossing Convenience Store Race Report on Cool Gold 1460 with Dan the Boy Steiker and Billy Doc Niles, brought to you by Whitetail Crossing Convenience Stores in Baraboo, Black River Falls, and Toma. By Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem, and 3rd Street, downtown La Crosse. By Dean Satellite and Security, your local DirecTV retailer. By the Days Inn Hotel and Conference Center on French Island, La Crosse. By Dell's Raceway Park in Wisconsin Dells. By Weir's Machine and Racing Products in Bangor, Wisconsin. And by TJ's Long Shots Grill and Saloon in historic downtown West Salem. Now here's Doc and Dan with today's report.
Well, once again, race fans, it is Saturday, it is noon, and this is 1460 WPOG. I am the voice, radio man Dan Dyke, along with Billy Doc Niles. Welcome into another week of the Whitetail Crossing Convenience Stores Race Report. We've got a brand new sponsor on board this week. Welcome to
Dell's Raceway Park.
Very nice. Dan Lensing, Wayne Lensing, the entire Lensing family. Thank you guys for joining us for year number 7 of the award-winning radio program. That means, race fans, you're going to be hearing a lot more about Dell's Raceway Park. Their schedule's coming up. We're going to be getting some results from the track. We've already had a couple of drivers that call their track home, which you're going to hear a lot more of during the race season, and that's nice to have them on board.
And I've already warned my wife I'm going to have to make a couple trips down there this summer on Saturday nights instead of going to the La Crosse Speedway. So
there's nothing wrong with the media pass and free racing.
Nope, you've got La Crosse covered. I'll have the Dells covered a couple of times. We'll get this bad boy in for them.
What also thank our other sponsors coming up in our Team Dean segment today, brought to you by Dean Satellite and Security. 2 drivers, one of them, I think the name is pretty much well known in the area.
Yeah, I started you'll like the way I started the interview off. That's our buddy Dave Truitt in the number 2. You see him all over the place. He's no slouch, and we'll get a few comments from him.
Also, the winner, and he's been saying this was the biggest win of his career. Our good friend, the Quattro Mike Litchfeld, will be joining us as part of the Team Dean segment. We're also brought to you by Big Boar Barbecue.
Thomas Sparta Raceway.
Also, Weir's Machine and Racing Products.
JT's Long Shots. Thanks for the wings over the weekend, Jim.
Days Inn Hotel and Conference Center, who's going to bring you Paul Reichert's Burning Rubber Race Report.
Fansarena.com will provide all the apparel for our race show, for our radio show, and our TV show.
So, coming up on today's program, we've got a lot of people we're going to bring in. We're going to talk with late model driver Devin Schmidt, Hornet driver Cheyenne Stanfield, Dave Truitt, Mike Litchfeld. We're also going to talk to Steve Bachman and Ty Reedy.
Wait a minute. Did you say late model driver Devin Schmidt?
Late model driver. You're going to hear more about that coming up in the program. Tomorrow, we need Mother Nature just to play nice. We want to get racing in at the Speedway.
Yes, it's keep an eye on keep an eye on the weather, of course. Pay attention to social media. La Crosse is very active on social media. They will let you know what's going to be happening. If the program is going to be shortened, moved, whatever needs to be done to get the show in, Chuck and the staff at the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway are going to get it in.
Racing tomorrow at 12:45. That's when qualifying will be. Racing is at 2 o'clock. For the Budweiser Frostbuster, Late Model Sportsman, Thunderstocks, Hornet, Street Stocks. If we do not get that in, the first official race at the Speedway will be the Kick-Ass Beef Jerky Street Drags on May 12th. Bracket racing, a Shineage show, and a burnout contests. And then our first official race will be May 13th on Tri-State Ambulance Night. So, we are hoping to get some racing in so we get some interviews and some results for you next week. Looking at what happened at the Rockford Speedway this past weekend, the Mid-Ams, courtesy of Greg Oliver, were in action. Danny Gilster, your fast-time qualifier. Our friend Rick Tackman Jr. won himself a heat race.
Ricky Tiki Tackman, boy, that guy's a character. If you ever get to sit around and talk with that guy, what a cool guy to talk with. Races all over the place. Got a couple of ARCA starts last year, so he gets himself around.
50-lap feature got in. Lyle Nowak had a bad crash in his heat race. Didn't even think he was going to be able to race that 50-lapper. He ends up winning, followed by Dan Gilster, Rick Corso, Mark Pluer, and Bill Preetzel. Looking at the big race they had at the Rockford Speedway, of course,
88-lapper, yeah. It
was the 40th anniversary Spring Classic at Rockford Speedway with the Big 8 Late Model Series. And I think everyone has seen the video now of the 4-car fire involving Tyler Kingery, Dennis Smith Jr., John Beinlich, and Michael Clapper.
There is nothing scarier in racing than being in an accident and seeing the flames come out. And if that wasn't enough,
on the back straightaway, while they're putting out that fire, Kyle Shear, who was just sitting there under red flag conditions, we were watching his in-car video. He starts to smoke. People start yelling at him from the grandstands, your car's on fire. He says, "Oh, my car's on fire." Boom, sees the flames, off goes the steering wheel, out the window goes Kyle Scheer. But you think he's done. The tire blows, he's on fire. He goes into the pit areas, makes repairs, and finishes one lap down at 7th place.
That's incredible. And Rockford, we talked about this on the TV show. You use a lot of brakes, so he probably thought the smoke was brake smoke or something like that. And then when it got thicker and people were yelling at him, and then he saw the flames, and it's time to get out of the car.
Look at this. Now, the reservation sensation Troy Rave is texting me right in the middle of our program. What is wrong with this guy?
Why would he do that?
Also, that was Rockford. Michael Bilderback ends up winning. Look at these numbers here. 9th career Big 8 late model series win. 17th late model win since the start of 2015.
The guy, we talked about this on the TV show also. I mean, he's pretty good at tracks like Madison and La Crosse, but the guy is just tough to beat on third miles and quarter miles like Rockford, the Dells, Jefferson. He's just so stout at all them tracks.
It was Michael Bilderback, followed by Jeremy Miller, Tim Sargent, Alex Pepini, and Casey Johnson. Real quickly, Golden Sands got underway this past weekend with the thaw, and their quick-time qualifier was Jim Sauter Jr. from just down the road in Toma, but the big winner was the Quattro of Mike Litchfield out of Portage, and we are going to be hearing from him later in the program. Second place went to Casey Johnson, followed by Derek Krause, Mark Eswine, and Jeremy Lepak.
Oh, yeah, buddy Casey got around this weekend.
He did. Also, the B-Main was won by Natalie Decker. Scott Luck ends up winning the Sportsman's race over Brad Schulze and Tim Schultz. When we come back, it was Media Day at La Crosse Speedway last weekend. You're going to hear more from some of your favorite drivers next on the Whitetail Crossing Convenience Stores Race Report.
Quick and convenient is what they're all about.
Whitetail Crossing and Smoke Shop.
That's what they do at Whitetail Crossing Convenience Stores. See why next time you're in Baraboo, Black River Falls, Nakusa, Toma, or Wittenberg. Whitetail Crossing stores are quick and convenient. Grab breakfast and coffee, sandwich and a fountain drink for lunch, or fill up the tank with Whitetail Crossing fuels. It's quick, convenient, and easy to stop at.
Whitetail Crossing and Smoke Shop.
The people have spoken. Hi, this is Jerry Beyer from Big Boar Barbecue. Recently voted the best barbecue and best caterer in La Crosse County by popular vote. And no, this wasn't a rigged election. Try it yourself and you'll agree this is the best barbecue. You'll find us on 3rd Street downtown and on Highway 16 in West Salem. But our catering truck can come right to your door for any special occasion.
And just come on down for the best food in town at Big Boar Barbecue.
Big Boar Barbecue. Now that's a mouthful.
Are you looking for comfort under the sun? You can find that and a whole lot more with your stay at the Days Inn Hotel and Conference Center on French Island, La Crosse. The Days Inn has 148 spacious rooms, an indoor pool, hot tub, fitness room, and plenty of banquet space to host that big meeting or wedding reception. If you're hungry, food and drink are just steps away at the Heroes Bar and Grill inside the hotel. So if you're planning a pool party, wedding reception, or just want a night away in a jacuzzi suite, Days Inn Hotel and Conference Center on French Island is your stop under the sun.
For the best family entertainment value in the Dells area, look no further than Dells Raceway Park. Kids 9 and under are always free. Exciting stock car racing every Saturday night where the stars of tomorrow are racing today in late models, modified, sportsman, bandits, and more. Check the schedule online at DellsRacewayPark.com. Take a free tour of the pits and a lap around the track on race night in DRP's trolley car. Gates open at 4, qualifying at 5:30, green flag racing at 7. Don't miss the excitement every Saturday night at Dells Raceway Park. We're the best in the Midwest race.
Here we go, back to the Whitetail Crossing Convenience Store Race Report with Doc and Dan.
He's Billy Doc Niles. I'm Radio Man Dan Dyker, the voice, welcoming you back to the Whitetail Crossing Convenience Store's Race Report on 1460 WBOG. Media Day at the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway last weekend was one of the warmest media days we have had in quite some time. A lot of different cars showing up, even a lot of the Minnesota sensations coming out in late models and in sportsmen. One of those was a sportsman last year, Billy Doc Niles, but Devin Schmidt in a late model?
Yeah, this one kind of surprised us, so we had to take our recorder over to him and talk to him. Here's Devin Schmidt from Media Day.
All right, Devin Schmidt. Last year, sportsman driver coming out of Minnesota made some waves at the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway with his driving style, his etiquette. Devin, how are you, my friend?
Doing good, thank you.
Good seeing you back again. It took me a couple of minutes and did a couple of laps around the speedway thinking, okay, now whose red and white late model is that? Folks aren't going to be seeing you in a sportsman here in La Crosse this year.
No, not too much. Plan on running the late model full time and give it a shot.
So last year, your first really good grasp of the La Crosse Speedway. Talk about your performance. Did you do better than you thought? And talk about some of the things you learned.
Well, we kind of had a little bit of experience from coming to Oktoberfest a couple times. We had started off the season racing at a different track and then came here after we got wrecked there. And we just liked this track a lot and figured we'd come race here full time. And it went pretty well. I mean, we, grew quickly with it and got a good hang of it, and it was a lot of fun.
A couple of years ago, I did an interview with you, and you talked about possibly moving up to late model next 1 or 2 years. What brought you to the decision to get to late model now?
Well, we had been racing the Sportsman for, I think, 5 years prior to this, so we figured it was about time to make the jump.
So running a Sportsman full-time last year, of course, you learned this track big time. What can you take from that as you jump into a late model?
Well, it makes it easier to do the jump into a late model because you're already comfortable with the track and you kind of have an idea of how the track's going to be depending on weather and all that stuff.
Have you talked with some of the current late model drivers to get advice from them, or I see Gady is here. Have you been in his ear a little bit?
I actually haven't. I haven't really talked to anybody. Back at Elko in Minnesota, I know a couple of the late model drivers there, so I talked to them a little bit last year, but as far as anybody here, I haven't really talked to anyone.
I was watching your speeds and your times, and it was unbelievable as Billy and I were looking at those. I mean, you're putting down speeds and times of someone that's been running a late model for like 3 or 4 years.
It just happened to get lucky, I guess, on test day. We kind of had a whole new car, so we didn't really know how it was going to go. Just threw some stuff at it and it seemed to work.
New tires will do that, Diker.
So when you talk about setups and whatnot, obviously this is a totally different monster than a Sportsman. How much of a learning curve is it for you to learn a setup in the late model compared to your Sportsman?
It's totally different. I mean, it's learning everything new about it. Other than the track, there's nothing that's the same.
Are you kind of excited to get together with the boys and see how you do in a crowd?
Yeah, I am. I mean, I think it'll be a lot of fun. It's a lot of good drivers in the late model class, and especially having great fans here like this, it'll be awesome.
So besides La Crosse, I mean, is this going to be your stopping grounds this year? Are you going to venture out anywhere else?
As of right now, yeah, this is going to be what we're going to be running all the time. So, I mean, unless something crazy happens where we decide to go travel, yeah, I'll be here every week.
Last year I called it the Minnesota Invasion. Not just the late models, but the Sportsman drivers that were coming out of Minnesota. It's got to kind of make you feel a little bit more at home with the Oxboroughs and the Lamoureux that'll probably come down and the Gadys, because these are guys you ran against in the past.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of nice having other guys travel with us, I mean, everywhere we go, we like to kind of bring people with us. It just makes it a lot more fun to have more people,
Talk about goals and aspirations for 2017 here in La Crosse.
I guess just be able to run a full season for starters, hopefully be competitive all the way through, really.
Devin, before we let you go, as we normally do, even though there's nothing on your car yet, talk about your sponsors for this year.
As far as I know, sponsors should be the same as last year. We had Arrow, Ingersoll, Fury Filter and Pump, PSI, Dock and Door Tag, Glass Carver.
I know our good friends Peter and Jamie from Glass Carver and Jano Collectibles going to be down here next Sunday as well. It's going to be nice to see them, and this Minnesota Invasion, Billy Doc, just continues.
Yes, the Minnesota Invasion is going to be great. Hopefully the numbers are going to be up. It's a good thing Devin is stepping up to late model, so it'll be fun to watch. And
Devin, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Going to be nice to see Devin Schmidt. It's the familiar red and white from the Sportsman, but now he's going to be translating it onto the late model car. I was doing some quick times on him as well, and it seems like he's pretty comfortable behind the wheel so far.
He was not wobbling at all. He was really smooth through the corner, so it just made this rookie battle that much more impressive. If he decides to run La Crosse every week, it's going to be fun to watch.
Another driver we talked to is in the same class. It's the Hornets, a different car and a better attitude because of that car. We had a chance to talk with Cheyenne Stanfield. When you say, I'm in a Kelly Byers car, what does that mean?
That means you should be running up front.
Here it is, Cheyenne Stanfield from Sparta. About 7 different divisions being represented on Media Day at the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway. Quite a few Hornets made their way back out. Some new drivers and some returning drivers in new cars. Cheyenne Stanfield is one of those drivers. This is her 3rd year back at the La Crosse Speedway, and she's out here on a beautiful day. How are you?
Great.
It is really different seeing you in your new car here, and everything I've heard for the past month about the speeds and everything about this. You got to be excited about this year.
Yeah, it's fun to finally be in a faster car that I can actually show what I can do in.
So this is obviously a different car. How's it feeling here on practice day?
Better than any other car that I've driven in.
Tell us about the car. What is it? What kind of car is it?
A Toyota Celica.
3 years now you've been racing here at the Speedway. Talk about, or this will be your third year. Talk about your first 2 years.
My first year wasn't that great, just learning the track and trying to figure out what I'm doing. Second year, got more used to it, just didn't have a car that could get me where I wanted to go. This year, I'm hoping to pull some wins.
And then with that much experience on that quarter mile, how much of a difference is it for you so far in the laps you've put down in a totally different car?
It's a little easier knowing which line to use and getting around other cars out there, but it's completely different in a car that you don't know much about yet.
Where did this car come from, and what's the history behind it?
It was a Dell's car, but we changed everything that wasn't legal here, that was legal there, so it's all legal here now. But it was built by Kelly Byers for his nephew, so I know it's a well-built car.
So obviously it's faster than you've gone before. Are you getting used to the faster speeds?
Yes.
So obviously, Kelly Byers, I mean, that name comes out, everybody all of a sudden goes, oh, wait a minute, it's going to be a cheater car, No, Kelly Byers just builds good cars.
Yeah, it's a stock car. It's not like it's a late model or anything. He just put the cage in, made sure it was safe. Otherwise everything's stock.
And of course, having Go-Go Johnny Olson on board, how much influence has he given you in this ride this year?
I basically just show up and watch him work on it, so I know if I touch it, something's going to go wrong, so I just let him do everything.
You're like a NASCAR driver, show up with your helmet and drive. What's up with that?
I do the cosmetic work, most of it, some of it.
Okay, so obviously you're not vinyled up here. What are we going to have for sponsors when we see this next week?
Right Spot, Bar and Grill in Sparta, Sears of Sparta, Silent Outdoors, Cody Construction, Surface Specialists, of course my parents.
Alrighty, Cheyenne Stanfield should be out on the 30th for the Frostbuster as the Hornets hit the Lacrosse Speedway. Billy Doc Niles, again, you and I are going to get our name on the what do you call it, the wing?
The spoiler.
The spoiler back end of her car before the season's
I can't believe you hooked me for $25.
I did it. I started off at $50. We're going to split 25 and be in a Hornet car. That car was turning 15.3s, and Johnny Olson was telling us that it had even had the wrong gears in it.
Yeah, that was amazing. When I sat and talked with him, he said, yeah, we'll make a little gear change. This thing will be faster, which just blew my mind.
I want to thank Devin and Cheyenne. Hey, we've got a lot of interviews still coming up. How Billy Doc Nels, we still have 1, 2, 3, 4 coming up, and a Burning Rubber Race Report. All that and more right here on the Cool Gold 1460 WBOG.
Come on in. Welcome to JT's Long Shots in West Salem. We're Trisha and Jim.
It's your new sports bar for watching all your favorite sports. Happy hour Monday through Friday, 3 to 7, with $1.75 domestics and rails. For lunch or dinner, the kitchen is open. Half-price burgers on Mondays. Tuesday, it's bone or boneless wings. Fish tacos on Friday. Stop after the races tonight to hear live music. It's Joe Cody from 8 to midnight.
Jim and I'd love to see you at JT's Long Shots Sports Bar, downtown West Salem.
Weir's Machine and Racing Products, Bangor, Wisconsin. A proud supporter of the local racing, celebrating 20 years in the racing industry. From dirt tracks to asphalt, Weir's Machine manufactures over 400 quality parts that racers rely on to win races, producing some of the finest parts in the industry. Engine parts, tools, suspension parts, race accessories. Head to WeirsMachine.com to browse their entire line or call them direct. Weir's Machine and Racing Products, Bangor, Wisconsin.
For the best family entertainment value in the Dells area, look no further than Dells Raceway Park. Kids 9 and under are always free. Exciting stock car racing every Saturday night where the stars of tomorrow are racing today in late models, modified, sportsman, bandits, and more. Check the schedule online at DellsRacewayPark.com. Take a free tour of the pits and a lap around the track on race night in DRP's trolley car. Gates open at 4, qualifying at 5:30, green flag racing at 7. Don't miss the excitement every Saturday night at Dells Raceway Park, where the best in the Midwest race.
Spring, spring, spring. Now that it's spring, no one wants to sit inside and watch TV with it so beautiful outside. And when you get DirecTV through Dean's Satellite and Security, you don't have to. You can now take your TV with you into the great outdoors with the free mobile app from DirecTV. Going on a picnic? Take your TV with you. Sitting by the lake? Don't miss your favorite show. It's really that simple. Call your local friends at Dean's Satellite and Security today at 608-269-2897 or visit them online at deanstv.com. Now get outside and watch your TV. Content, channels, and functionality varies by TV package, viewing location, and device. Data charges may apply. Conditions apply. Call for details.
It's Team Dean time as the Whitetail Crossing Convenience Store Race Report continues on Cool Gold 1460.
That's right, it is the Team Dean segment this week, and we were with one of the Team Dean drivers, talking to him last week at Dell's Raceway Park. One of the most feared sportsman drivers in the Midwest right now, and that's the number 2 of Dave Trout. How does it feel to know when you pull into a racetrack, everybody looks at you and says, there's the man I got to beat?
Well, it's a lot of work to begin with, but it's a good feeling, everyone wants to be the fastest guy, and normally we're one of the faster cars everywhere we go, but it's a good crew, good team, good car, good chassis builder, good engine builder. I mean, it's not one thing. It's a team effort, and then we work pretty hard at it, so hopefully it pays off everywhere we go.
When we talked to you last year, you said you were going to turn, tail back on your weekly racing and just concentrate on traveling around and checking some stuff out. Now, obviously, we all know you won the Great Northern Sportsman Series, so how did traveling around go for you last year?
Well, traveling around, that's also a lot of work. You're changing the car gears and setups and stuff. We were pretty successful. We won the Great Northern. We won the Tundra Trailing Series. We're going to probably do some same. I don't know if we'll be able to race them all, but we're going to try to go as many races as we can and just have fun while we're doing it.
Any weekly racing in the plans this year for 2017, or just kind of like pretty much a mirror of last year?
I think we're going to run a little bit more at the Dells than we did last year. It's our home track. A lot of fans over the winter kind of wondered where we were, and we're kind of we want to run our home track. We got to support our home track by putting fans in the stands. That's how it keeps the tracks open, and we'll try to just keep all the competition here locally as honest as possible. And when we get a chance to travel, we're going to do so, and hopefully things go well this year.
Now, winning the championship in the Great Northern Sportsman Series last year was by no means easy, especially Oktoberfest. Had a little mishap there.
Yeah, Oktoberfest didn't really go the way we wanted. We took a new car up there, and it wasn't 100% ready, but it was fast. We got the fast time on Thursday night and second on Friday night. Car was good, but it got a mishap. Ended up on top of the wall, and we took the winter to fix the car. But we're going to run both cars, so you don't really know what car we'll have at what track, and hopefully the new car is as fast as it was when we first built it.
Now, you've been running this Great Northern Sportsman Series for a few years. The numbers just keep growing. Is that a testament to the competition or just Greg Oliver and what a great job he's doing?
Yeah, I think Greg Oliver does a great job. I think that's a big part of it. The drivers feel welcome, when we race with the Great Northern Series. The competition's good. You get a lot of cars from, Elko and the Toma from down in Jefferson and, all the local guys from the Dells. And I wish some of the lacrosse guys would show up more often. But it's good racing, and it's good clean racing, and it's what you're looking for if you're a race car driver. So I'm looking forward to it. It's a lot more fun when you got a lot of fast cars, and you really got to work at it when you're out there. But I'm looking forward to it.
Now, we put this question to Drew Krybeck last week about the application process to be a Team Dean's driver. How strenuous of a process was this?
Well, Dean and Sonia from Dean Satellite are some of the best sponsors I've ever had. They're great people. I've known them for a long time. They raced back when my parents had the Toma track back in the day, so it goes goes back a long way. But great people. Couldn't ask for a better series sponsor. Couldn't ask for a better sponsor on my car. Couldn't be happier to be part of Team Dean's and support them where I can, advertise for them when we can, and. With that being said, make sure everyone, if you need any security or direct TV, that you look up Dean Satellite. They're great people, and they do a lot for racing.
All right, along with Team Dean's, they can't be the only ones helping you out this year. Who else is on the side of the 2 car?
My car owner, Bob Sauer, owns SS and E Concrete down in Cross Plains, AFS, Body Shop Bar and Grill, Back 40 Wraps, Clark Disposal, Don's Auto, Rudick Jensen, Ford Chrysler in Lisbon, Dean Satellite, Main Street Lanes, Paul's Neighborhood Bar, We got quite a few sponsors. They support us, and that's the main part is having the sponsors, because it's not a cheap sport, and it's good to have a little bit of support.
That's Dave Trout, part of Team Deans.
Tell you what, Dave Trout has not had the season, Billy Doc Niles, that everybody really kind of thought that he was going to have to start things off. Doesn't win Dells, and he doesn't win at Golden Sands.
Well, it's just a matter of placement. He always goes out there and he gets fast time, and he's stuck way in the back. And, I saw at the Dells, and I did see at the Golden Sands, watching some of the video where, lane choice just wasn't in his favor, them two races. But, like we said in the interview, when he rolls into a racetrack, he is the one that people point at and says, that's the guy I got to beat to win this race.
Dave Trout's going to get some wins, though, this year. He's going to be breaking track records again. I mean, that's just how Dave Trout rolls. Also, as we were talking about Golden Sands, the Quattro of Mike Litchfield called that win on Sunday or Saturday one of the biggest wins of his career.
That's so cool. We interview him all the time, and he's a good top 5 competitor, but he doesn't get any major wins. Finally, he breaks through and gets a major win, and our boy Paul Reichert was there to capture his emotions after that race.
All right, race fans, Paul Reichert here at Dells Raceway Park. Third annual Icebreaker wrapping up here, and we're here with Team Dean's driver, the Quattro of Mike Litchfield, who came home 6th today in the Icebreaker. And Mike, pretty good day today for you out there on the racetrack after the chaos.
Yeah, we're just happy to load it up in one piece. Glad to get 6. Would have been nice to get a top 5 sneak in there, but usually the Icebreaker's not a good weekend for us. On the first annual one, we stuck a throttle in practice, and then last year we lost a clutch about 5 laps into the race. So it was nice to make the whole race, get the season off on a good foot, and build from here.
Well, this is a big improvement, I think, so far on versus last year, where you had a lot of ups and downs trying to get through the season last year. Talk us through those adventures last year.
Yeah, man, the car was fast last year. We just had awful luck, and I don't care what you say, in this sport, you got to have some luck on your side. It's good to have a fast car, but if the chips don't fall your way, or just little things that just went wrong for us. So hopefully we turn our luck this year around, and I think we did by getting off to a better start.
Yeah, sure does look like it today. Of course, your family's very well known here around the Dells area. Your dad, Tom, of course, the godfather of the Tundra Series, and your brother, Steve, has been racing here for a while, too. Talk about how important family is to this whole racing venture.
The family means a lot. Me and my brother, we both grew up at this track, watching Dad race, and he was such a hero to us back then, and we looked up to him and following in his footsteps, doing the same thing. We don't have a big crew, so we're kind of our own crew where we help each other out. I help my brother helps me, and Dan helps us both, and it's just great. A lot of families hunt together, they fish together, they camp together, whatever they do. But we race together. That's our thing. It's been our thing for many years now, and I don't know what else we would do if we didn't have that.
Well, let's talk about Oktoberfest last year. It kind of put the whole up and down season into focus there, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't run Oktoberfest last year.
Oh, okay.
With them having the Halloween race here at the Dells, we run really well here at the Dells usually. Yeah. And lacrosse, we kind of have our struggles when we get up there for the Tundra race in the middle of summer. So we kind of saved our stuff for here. Okay. We'll see how the year goes if we end up making it back up to Oktoberfest. But we'll be up there for that Tundra race on June 30th, I believe that is again. So we'll be anxious to get back there.
Oh
again.
yeah, I think you've had a pretty good track record when it comes to the Tundra race at lacrosse here the last few years.
Yeah, we run okay there. Last year was another year we just had some bad luck, get tied up in something, and restart back at the back, and we got back up to 7th or 8th or something like that. But hopefully this year, goals could be don't get involved in any cautions. If we just got to be a little more patient on the starter races, so be it. But that's the way we'll have to race.
Yeah, and this could start here today with the Icebreaker. Hopefully that gives you a good sign for this season to have a much better year, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. Wouldn't have been good getting in that melee on turn or right at the start of the green flag. So we're lucky that we're off to a good start.
Yeah, were you ahead of that whole thing?
Yep, I was. Well, Reynolds was like 2 cars ahead of me on the outside, so I kind of saw him dropping back, and then I was on the inside, so I was able to get away from that.
Well, that's pretty lucky that you got out of there.
Yep.
And let's see, what are your plans for this year? Where are you planning to hit?
Gonna run the Tundra stuff for sure. That Wisconsin Challenge Series, and then maybe a little bit at Plover and a little bit at Wausau, probably.
Okay, and of course we got to thank. Got a lot of sponsors to thank here. Of course, Team Deans, of course, leads the way. Of course,
Team Deans, Dean Satellite Security. They do so much for short track racing. Assembly Products, he does a lot for for short track racing as well. Country Plumber, Dennis Simonson, Neubauer Masonry, Wimmer 3D, Wagner Automotive, TD Graphics, DJ on the Go, Al Cool Radiator, 5-Star Bodies, Leroy Welter, Steindl Roofing. Let's see, Fallby Collision and Mid-State Supply. I think I got them all.
Well, let's hope for the best here for you for this season after this good start here. So let's hope we can see a lot more of you in the top 5 and maybe get a few wins out of this season.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem. Well, that's Mike Litchfeld, the Quattro driver for Team Deans, one of the Team Deans drivers. And I'm Paul Reichert with the Team Deans segment. Thank you.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was awfully convenient because not only is Dave Trude a Team Deans driver, brought to you by Dean Satellite and Security, Mike Litchfeld is also a Team Deans driver. Way to go, Paul!
Yeah, how convenient that Paul was there. He was able to get the recorder in his face right after the race, and so it was great to just be so opportunistic. Paul, nice job, buddy.
Tell you what, folks, if you like what you've heard so far, we're only halfway through the program. We've already given you track results from Golden Sands, results from Rockford Speedway. We've teased the La Crosse Speedway. We're going to talk about Madison and the Sheer Classic coming up on next week's show. We're only halfway through, and we got more interviews coming.
There's so much to go on here, so many things we got going on. We talk about different tracks. You know, we're going to be at the Dells, we're going to be at Toma, we're going to be at La Crosse. I'm going to be popping up at Elko late in the summer like I always do. We're going to get around and see some people this summer.
And Paul Reichert's got a whole calendar full of
he's
tracks.
going places farther than I am.
I like that. I'm saving on gas money, too, by the way.
Nice.
You want to save, folks? I tell you what, Dean Satellite and Security, they not only will save you on the hassles of trying to find something to watch with everything that they provide, also some very strong Exceed Internet. Contact Dean Satellite and Security. He's Billy Doc Niles. I am Radio Man Dan Dyker. More to come on the Whitetail Crossing Community Stores Race Report.
Weir's Machine and Racing Products, Bangor, Wisconsin. A proud supporter of the local racing, celebrating 20 years in the racing industry. From dirt tracks to asphalt, Weir's Machine manufactures over 400 quality parts that racers rely on to win races, producing some of the finest parts in the industry. Engine parts, tools, suspension parts, race accessories. Head to WeirsMachine.com to browse their entire line or call them direct. Weir's Machine and Racing Products, Bangor, Wisconsin.
Come on in. Welcome to JT's Long Shots in West Salem. We're Trisha and Jim.
It's your new sports bar for watching all your favorite sports. Happy hour Monday through Friday, 3 to 7, with $1.75 domestics and rails. For lunch or dinner, the kitchen is open. Half-price burgers on Mondays. Tuesday, it's bone or boneless wings. Fish tacos on Friday. Stop after the races tonight to hear live music. It's Joe Cody from 8 to midnight.
Jim and I'd love to see you at JT's Long Shots Sports Bar, downtown West Salem.
Spring, spring, spring. Now that it's spring, no one wants to sit inside and watch TV with it so beautiful outside. And when you get DirecTV through Dean Satellite and Security, you don't have to. You can now take your TV with you into the great outdoors with the free mobile app from DirecTV. Going on a picnic? Take your TV with you. Sitting by the lake? Don't miss your favorite show. It's really that simple. Call your local friends at Dean Satellite and Security today at 608-269-2897 or visit them online at deanstv.com. Now get outside and watch your TV. Content, channels, and functionality varies by TV package, viewing location, and device. Data charges may apply. Conditions apply. Call for detail.
Are you looking for comfort under the sun? You can find that and a whole lot more with your stay at the Days Inn Hotel and Conference Center on French Island, La Crosse. The Days Inn has 148 spacious rooms, an indoor pool, hot tub, fitness room, and plenty of banquet space to host that big meeting or wedding reception. If you're hungry, food and drink are just steps away at the Heroes Bar and Grill inside the hotel. So if you're planning a pool party, wedding reception, or just want a night away in a jacuzzi suite, Days Inn Hotel and Conference Center on French Island is your stop under the sun.
Here we go, back to the Whitetail Crossing Convenience Store Race Report with Doc and Dan.
He's Billy Doc Niles. I'm Radio Man Dan Donker. You are right smack dab in the middle of the Whitetail Crossing Convenience Stores Race Report here on 1460 WBOG. Billy Doc, one of the drivers that we'll use tomorrow if we race as a huge stepping stone, already has a couple championships behind him, but not the one he wants, and that's Steve Bachman.
For the past couple of years, our next driver has wanted to conquer a championship of the La Crosse Speedway. Broken hand 1 year, a couple of summer lulls. Kind of took that away from his accomplishments, though he did take the Chase Championship 2 straight years, and that will be sportsman driver, the number 14, Steve Bachman. Steve, how are you, my friend?
I am good. Everything is great today, so I'm happy.
Media day. You got the butterflies. You got the giddiness like I do.
Yeah, I got a little bit more rust than I thought on me. That first time you get out there and you do your actual first hard lap, it was like makes you think for a second. Makes you really concentrate on where you're at on the racetrack again. But we're all good now. Everything feels really good. You'll get them butterflies and they'll rust again in a race, and you got to shoot to the outside on somebody. But other than that, I'm excited, ready to get the season started.
You know, as you take your first couple of laps, I mean, your last laps were Oktoberfest, your first laps are almost 6 months later. You get in the car and you take those first couple of laps. What are you trying to feel out? What are you trying to sense?
You're trying to feel the steering, the brakes. You want to make sure the brakes work. You want to make sure the throttle ain't sticking. So you kind of jack around on the gas and the brakes and the steering and start feeling the car out and just run the whole session and just get back into a rhythm of you're stepping on the gas and touching the brakes and stuff like that, and then continue on.
Do you use a day like today to scuff the new tires up, or do you just save that for practice on opening day?
I'm going to save them for opening day, second practice. Just going to scuff them in lightly. These tires seem to like about 2 laps on them soft just to get them sized up, and then their next session they feel really well.
All right, so let's jump right in it. No Nick Clements this year in the sportsman division. He won it all last year. He's going to be jumping into a late model. You take Clements out of the equation and you bring in a Randy Humfeld, which can do the same thing as Nick does. What are your feelings of 2017 early on?
I'm just hoping to jump the game early on him, and hopefully, we can get a good start on Randy. He ain't going to be no slouch. He's going to be really tough to beat, but he hasn't run a full season in a couple years, and hopefully he's a little more rusty than I am, and hopefully I can break my notes from last year from what the setup I had in this car, and we were good. I mean, Nick won a lot of features, but we were right behind him. So hopefully, a lot of it's going to be getting through traffic and everything, so hopefully I can put a little pressure on Randy, and like Nick did to me last year, and hopefully I can be sitting where Nick was last year.
Last year you set the track record of the Frostbuster, only to see Clements knock it down the first night in May. Can you, if you have a chance, because usually the nighttime qualifying is a lot cooler, do you think you got a shot to knock his track record out?
I don't know. As of right now, no, I don't. Especially as warm as it's getting, as fast as it is during the day. He had the best night. He had track record weather, and he had 4 brand new tires that second night. He had everything set up perfectly, and he came out and did what he wanted to do. So to break a 20.8 is going to be really hard to do on a Sunday afternoon.
You've got 2 Chase championships. You've been frustrated hardcore for the past 3 years. How much of that are you going to use to your advantage this year?
A lot of it, and I got to thank Kevin Newman for keeping me calm. A young guy like me never wanted a championship. I get bad ideas once in a while, and he notices them, but he's kept me really calm since 2013 when I actually could see the championship. So, this is my 4th attempt, and I've led points a little bit here and there for a little bit, and I've been really close for a long time. So he keeps me really calm during the week, and I think that's when you're getting more nutted up is during the week, panicking on what's going on with the car. He just tells me to stay away, leave it alone, it was good, and then keeps me honest during the week. So, that helps a lot. And a 10-time track champion like that, you got to listen to him.
Well, I know one thing he used to stress is you don't have to win them all to win the championship. Has he stressed that to you at all?
He has, and that's how he says last year. You got to be happy with second, got to be happy with second. But when I'm getting beat by the points leader every week, you can't be happy with second. But, yeah, he just says top 3s are critical, so keep going out and getting them. But, Nick had a stellar year last year, 7 wins. I had 8 seconds last year. You would think 8 second places. That year Arneson beat me. He had 5 seconds in a row, and he had 1 win, and I had 4 wins, and he still beat me. So consistency is the key, and it's 15 races, but it's a long season.
And to a lot of listeners, they're going, now wait a minute, that just doesn't sound right. You want to try to win as many as you can to win a championship. You go back about 3 or 4 years, Todd Korsh was a perfect example. He was Mr. Consistent, didn't win a single feature, and won the championship.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Now with the new point system, if you're top 3 in points, you start behind the invert. So, I mean, you have to qualify really good, and then if you roll a 6 or something, you're back in the 15th spot. The race is 15 laps. That's a car a lap. So, I mean, you got to really be on your game, but you got to be smart about it, because you get sent to the back one time in a 15-lap race. To get back to the front's really hard.
Talk about your sponsors for 2017.
Yeah, Fastenal, Castle Realty, Big Nut Steer Traction, Neshonic Sports, Silverado, Mississippi Welders, American Roofing, Newman Grain, FJ Rovers, TL Speed. Got a lot of them on there. DJ Dan Diker. I got a lot of them on there. I can't think of them all. I'm a little rusty at that too, Dan. I got to write them down for the first couple of weeks. And then, of course, I got to thank Dean Satellite and Security to be part of Team Dean's again this year. It's a heck of an honor, and I'm excited to represent them.
And, of course, one of the hardest working guys beside yourself. I've gotten to know your dad over the many years, and you talk about a cheerleader, not only down to the pits, but I've watched him with that fist raising up in the grandstands. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better partner, friend, and father than your dad.
Oh, yeah, he enjoys it, and I think he's in the seat with me when he's on the stands. He doesn't breathe, and he gets a heart race, and I think I'm more calm than he is most of the time out there. He gets excited. If I could tell him to just calm down and that things are going to straighten out, it'd probably help, but he don't know what I'm thinking or seeing, so it gets tricky. So he gets excited when we're out here doing it.
And you know, Billy Doc, if he wins a championship this year, we're going to have the ambulance on standby for his dad.
So what you're saying is Kevin Noodles should be sitting next to him on Saturday nights.
Kevin, my dad would probably beat Kevin up by pounding his chest if we get to the front. He gets excited, so Kevin would probably look at him and laugh a little bit, but no, that's all good. I mean, it's fun to have a father-son operation going on, so I thank him for what he does. It's a lot of fun.
Already Media Day with Steve Bachman and the number 14 Sportsman.
Already Steve Bachman, also a Team Dean's driver. He's looking for that elusive Sportsman Championship this year. Now, we also had a chance, Billy Doc Niles, to talk to another driver who's got a very familiar name, has been out of racing in this area for a couple of years, but should be pretty rock steady.
There's several drivers who are going to be making some appearances at the track this year. We caught up with one of them. Here's Ty Reedy. Visiting with the 21 of Ty Reedy. Ty, first of all, thanks for joining us. What brings you out on practice day today?
We're just getting the car out, shaking it down. This is a car we ran at Oktoberfest last year, and it's the only race we've ever had on it, so we're trying to get some of the kinks worked out of it, and so far so good.
How hard is it to bow out of racing for as long as you have and then just jump right back in?
Well, I didn't really bow out. I didn't race myself, but I moved out to Colorado for a couple years, and I was helping a super late model team out there, and I was in a mechanical engineering program, so I kind of apply that to the racing as I go along as well, too. So hopefully that'll find us some speed.
And obviously, what did you learn? I mean, obviously, you guys do a lot of the wrenching of these cars yourselves.
Yep.
You take mechanical courses. I mean, how much of an advantage do you have now with that knowledge?
Well, certainly a lot more than if I didn't have the hands-on experience. Going through school, that was really a key to help me get through and succeed. It just allows you to visualize the things you're talking about.
Did it feel good to get back behind the wheel?
Oh yeah, always feels good.
If you look at some of the drivers that are returning this year, and even some of the rookies, I think there's 3 or 4 rookies in the class, a lot of speculation that we could see 20, 25 late models on a regular basis.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I'd love to see that. You know, getting more guys out here, getting the competition level up a little bit is going to be good for the drivers, going to be good for the fans and the track, and hopefully we get some good cars.
How much do you plan on being here? I know you talked about the first 2 weeks, and you'll see where you go from there. What is the plan for the summer?
I'd like to race probably every other week, and I have a big 8 limited late model yet too, so we're going to try to get that out, you know, to Dells and Madison, and kind of just pick and choose. You know, we're in the concrete business, so the summers are pretty hard to find time to go race. But you know, if we get a weekend where we can get out and go race, we're certainly going to do it.
What is it about the La Crosse Speedway that brings you back? I mean, I've known you as long as I've been announcing out here. What is it that brings you back every year?
Well, I guess one of the biggest things is it's 6 miles away from my race shop. But you know, in historically, there's been really good competition here, and you know, I'm one of those guys that likes to race against the best to see where I stack up, and if I can't compete with them, then I probably just hang the helmet up and go home.
You know, something that's going to be new this year is transponders. How much are you going to be paying attention to that? And how much can you use the stockpiling of numbers week after week to your advantage?
Right, yeah, I was trying to watch it today, but I guess it's not working yet. I haven't seen any lap times on there. But it's certainly going to be helpful where you can see how you fall off during the race and what you can do to adjust the car for the longer runs.
All right, for this season, who you got helping you out on the car? Who's your sponsors this year?
We got Reedy Concrete, Recon Coating, Sniper Steel, River City Ready Mix, and that's it.
All right, going to be out for the Frostbuster. Back again, the number 21 late model, that is Ty Reedy.
Well, again, it's nice to see Ty Reedy back at the La Crosse Speedway. And for Steve Bachman, 2 Chase championships back-to-back. He's got to be one of the early contenders that people are looking at for a Sportsman Championship this year. Well, we talked about this man earlier in the program. He's going to put more miles on his vehicle than you and I have combined over the past couple of years. Paul Reichert's up next.
It's got the Burning Rubber Race Report. That's next on Cool Gold 1460 WBOG.
Quick and convenient is what they're all about.
Whitetail Crossing and Smoke Shop.
That's what they do at Whitetail Crossing convenience stores. See why next time you're in Baraboo, Black River Falls, Nakusa, Toma, or Wittenberg. Whitetail Crossing stores are quick and convenient. Grab breakfast and coffee, sandwich and a fountain drink for lunch, or fill up the tank with Whitetail Crossing fuels. It's quick, convenient, and easy to stop at.
Whitetail Crossing and Smoke Shop.
The people have spoken. Hi, this is Jerry Beyer from Big Boar Barbecue. Recently voted the best barbecue and best caterer in La Crosse County by popular vote. And no, this wasn't a rigged election. Try it yourself and you'll agree this is the best barbecue. You'll find us on 3rd Street downtown and on Highway 16 in West Salem. But our catering truck can come right to your door for any special occasion.
And just come on down for the best food in town at Big Boar Barbecue.
Big Boar Barbecue. Now that's a mouthful.
Weir's Machine and Racing Products, Bangor, Wisconsin. A proud supporter of the local racing, celebrating 20 years in the racing industry. From dirt tracks to asphalt, Weir's Machine manufactures over 400 quality parts that racers rely on to win races, producing some of the finest parts in the industry. Engine parts, tools, suspension parts, race accessories. Head to Weir'sMachine.com to browse their entire line or call them direct. Weir's Machine and Racing Products, Bangor, Wisconsin.
Come on in. Welcome to JT's Long Shots in West Salem. We're Trisha and Jim.
It's your new sports bar for watching all your favorite sports. Happy hour Monday through Friday, 3 to 7, with $1.75 domestics and rails. For lunch or dinner, the kitchen is open. Half-price burgers on Mondays. Tuesday, it's bone or boneless wings. Fish tacos on Friday. Stop after the races tonight to hear live music. It's Joe Cody from 8 to midnight.
Jim and I'd love to see you at JT's Long Shots Sports Bar, downtown West Salem.
Get ready. It's the Days Inn Burnin' Rubber Race Report with Paul Reichert. Brought to you by the Days Inn Hotel and Conference Center on French Island, La Crosse. Now here's Paul with this week's report.
Well, hi there, race fans. Paul Reichert here with the Burning Rubber Race Report. Coming up after the break, we have results to cover, including the IMCA Deary Brothers Late Model Series running all up and down U.S. Highway 20 in Iowa last weekend. Tracks that had their season openers rained out Easter weekend got their season openers in last weekend. And we'll also talk about the 40th anniversary running of the Spring Classic that took place last weekend at Rockford. All that and much more on the Burning Rubber Race Report coming up next.
Are you looking for comfort under the sun? You can find that and a whole lot more with your stay at the Days Inn Hotel and Conference Center on French Island, La Crosse. The Days Inn has 148 spacious rooms, an indoor pool, hot tub, fitness room, and plenty of banquet space to host that big meeting or wedding reception. If you're hungry, food and drink are just steps away at the Heroes Bar and Grill inside the hotel. So if you're planning a pool party, wedding reception, or just want a night away in a jacuzzi suite, Days Inn Hotel and Conference Center on French Island is your stop under the sun.
Hello again, race fans. Paul Reichert back with you for another edition of the Burning Rubber Race Report presented by the Days Inn Hotel and Conference Center. Let's check out what happened on the racing scene from this past week. We'll start with Thursday. The Lucas Oil 8 Mile Dirt Series ran at Atomic Speedway in Chillicothe, Ohio. Darrell Lanigan was the winner. The U.S. Modified Touring Series returned to action in Atchison, Kansas Thursday night. Ricky Thornton Jr. claimed another win. On Friday at Red Cedar Speedway in Menominee, their first race of the season, the Randy Bus Icebreaker taking place. Mike Prochnow won the Wissota Late Model feature, and Kevin Buzzy Adams won the Wissota Modified feature. The IMCA Deary Brothers Late Model Series ran all up and down U.S. Highway 20 last weekend in the state of Iowa. The U.S. 20 Triple Crown taking place. Friday, they were in Farley, Iowa. Justin Kay, the winner. Saturday, in Independence, Iowa, won by Richie Gustin. And Sunday, they visited Dubuque, and Justin Kay won again. Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series was at Sharon Speedway in Hartford, Ohio. Josh Richards, the winner. The Must-See Racing Extreme Sprint Car Series visited Anderson Motor Speedway in Williamston, South Carolina Friday. Jimmy McCune, the winner. U.S. Modified Touring Series moved on to Lakeside Speedway in Kansas City Friday. Stormy Scott, the winner. And the USAC Sprints were in Plymouth, Indiana. Justin Grant took the victory. On Saturday at Cedar Lake, Jake Harton won the NASCAR Modified feature. Golden Sands ran their first race under their new ownership, the Smiley family. Their version of the Icebreaker race taking place, the Thaw Big 100-lap Super Late Model feature, and that was won by the Quattro man himself, Michael Litchfeld. The trucks that got their openers rained out Easter weekend got their season openers in. At Deer Creek, it was Jason Cummings winning the USRA Modified feature. At Knoxville, Brian Brown won the 410 Sprint feature. At Rice Lake, Kevin Buzzy Adams struck again, winning the Wissota Modified feature. And at Chono, Justin Schmidt won the Late Model feature, and Johnny Whitman won the IMCA Modified feature. All-Star Circuit of Champions were at Wayne County Speedway in Orrville, Ohio. Sheldon Haudenchild, the winner. AMA Monster Energy Supercross Series visited Rice Eccles Stadium in Salt Lake City. Eli Tomac, getting closer to a championship, won again. Arca Glass City Gold Cup, the Outlaw Super Late Model Series, visited Toledo, Ohio. Steve Neal's the winner. Arca CRA Super Series, also part of that show at Toledo. Brian Campbell, the winner. The IRA Sprints kicked off their season in Beaver Dam, and veteran Billy Baylaw claimed the victory. The Must-See Racing Extreme Sprint Car Series moved on to Hickory, North Carolina Saturday, and another win for Jimmy McCune. NASCAR K&N Pro East Series ran after the Xfinity race at Bristol. Harrison Burton claimed the victory. Nice work, Harrison. Pass North Tour visited Oxford, Maine Saturday, and Reed Lanfer claimed his first ever win on the series. And the U.S. Modified Touring Series visited I-35 Speedway in Winton, Missouri. Another win for Ricky Thornton Jr. Moving on to Sunday, the season opener for the American Canadian Tour took place in Lee, New Hampshire. Dylan Holtz was the winner. The 40th anniversary running of the Spring Classic took place at Rockford last weekend. Season openers for the Big 8 Late Models and the Mid-American Stock Cars. Dominant day for Michael Bilderback. New Big 8 Late Model track record at Rockford, and dominated the E8 lap feature to claim his first win of the season. He's off to a good start in his try for a three-peat on the Big 8 Series. Mid-American Stock Car Series feature, unfortunately, had a disqualification. Dusty Mann, Minnesota's Dusty Mann, claimed the victory, but he got DQ'd for having an oversized engine after the race, so runner-up Lyle Nowak was declared the winner. Dan Gilster, fast qualifier, and finished second in that race. Also last Sunday, the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series visited Port Royal, Pennsylvania. Rick Eckert, the winner. And the NHRA visited Royal Purple Raceway in Baytown, Texas, in the suburbs of Houston. Leia Pritchard won again in Top Fuel. Ron Capps, the reigning funny car champ, claimed his first win of the season, and Bo Butner won in Pro Stock. And that'll do it for another edition of the Brainy Rubber Race Report, presented by the Days Inn Hotel and Conference Center. I'm Paul Reichert. Hopefully we'll see you at West Salem on Sunday. If not, we'll talk to you next week, folks.
That's the Days Inn Burnin' Rubber Race Report with Paul Reichert, brought to you by the Days Inn Hotel and Conference Center on French Island, La Crosse.
Spring, spring, spring. Now that it's spring, no one wants to sit inside and watch TV with it so beautiful outside. And when you get DirecTV through Dean's Satellite and Security, you don't have to. You can now take your TV with you into the great outdoors with the free mobile app from DirecTV. Going on a picnic? Take your TV with you. Sitting by the lake? Don't miss your favorite show. It's really that simple. Call your local friends at Dean's Satellite and Security today at 608-269-2897 or visit them online at deanstv.com. Now get outside and watch your TV. Content, channels, and functionality varies by TV package, viewing location, and device. Data charges may apply. Conditions apply. Call for details.
The people have spoken. Hi, this is Jerry Beyer from Big Boar Barbecue. Recently voted the best barbecue and best caterer in La Crosse County by popular vote. And no, this wasn't a rigged election. Try it yourself, and you'll agree this is the best barbecue. You'll find us on 3rd Street downtown and on Highway 16 in West Salem. But our catering truck can come right to your door for any special occasion.
And just come on down for the best food in town at Big Boar Barbecue.
Big Boar Barbecue. Now that's a mouthful.
Quick and convenient is what they're all about.
Whitetail Crossing and Smoke Shop.
That's what they do at Whitetail Crossing Convenience Stores. See why next time you're in Baraboo, Black River Falls, Nakusa, Toma, or Wittenberg. Whitetail Crossing Stores are quick and convenient. Grab breakfast and coffee, sandwich and a fountain drink for lunch, or fill up the tank with Whitetail Crossing fuels. It's quick, convenient, and easy to stop at
Whitetail Crossing and Smoke Shop.
For the best family entertainment value in the Dells area, look no further than Dells Raceway Park. Kids 9 and under are always free. Exciting stock car racing every Saturday night where the stars of tomorrow are racing today in late models, modified, sportsman, bandits, and more. Check the schedule online at DellsRacewayPark.com. Take a free tour of the pits and a lap around the track on race night in DRP's trolley car. Gates open at 4, qualifying at 5:30, green flag racing at 7. Don't miss the excitement every Saturday night at Dells Raceway Park. We're the best in the Midwest race.
Just 4 left turns to go. It's the last lap on the Whitetail Crossing Race Report on 1460 WBOG.
Welcome back to Whitetail Crossing Convenience Stores Race Report here on 1460 WBOG. Along with Billy Doc Niles, I am Radio Man Dan. You know, we were talking earlier about the mid-end opener at the Rockford Speedway. I did fail to mention, we said Lyle Nowak was the winner of that race. I did fail to mention Dusty Mann was actually the overall winner of that race, but he was DQ'd at a post-race inspection, giving the win to Nowak, who held off fast qualifier Danny Gilster.
Yeah, and if you saw pictures of Nowak's car after that race, you'd be amazed. But aerodynamics do not play a big part at Rockford as much as handling does, and Nowak had the handling down.
Next up for the Mid-American Stock Car Series and Greg Oliver, Sunday, May 7th at Madison International Speedway, part of the 9th Annual Joe Shear Classic. If you want more information on the Quest Industrial Mid-American Stock Car Series, go to MidAmericanRacing.com. I know I'm going to be going down there. I think Nate Butterfield is going to be going down with us. Have you made your plans to go with us or not yet?
I have not made my plans.
That's because his wife isn't giving him permission yet.
I've got my plans for tonight and tomorrow. As soon as we're done here, I am on my way down to the Dells to see a concert tonight.
Well, if we get races in, well, actually, we're not racing tonight.
It's tomorrow.
Because I'm going to be going to JT's Long Shots after every single race. So that's why this is Saturday. I was putting two together. JT's, I'm still coming to see you tonight. I'm still going to be beating up your wings. Again, I want to say congratulations and thanks for joining us in the program. The Quattro, Mike Litchfeld, as he wins the Thought at Golden Sands. And that guy is just a delight to interview. I love hearing from him.
Yeah, and the enthusiasm, you could tell the enthusiasm after that. When you catch somebody after a big win like that, you could just feel the radiance coming through the radio.
Also, Rockford Speedway at 27 Big 8 late models showed up. And again, congratulations goes out to Michael Bilderback. We are hoping to get some racing underway. Oh, I also want to let you know, coming up on next week's show, Kyle Shear and Michael Bilderback will be joining us. So nice. I look forward to both of those.
Way to go, Paulie.
Tomorrow, the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway, if Mother Nature lets us play, we're going to have the Frostbuster. You and I were pretty amazed at how many late models, number one, are registered to run lacrosse this year. Number two, how many outsiders are going to be joining them for maybe 3 or 4 weeks.
Well, I'm kind of impressed. Lacrosse loosened up the rules a little bit to allow this happen. Ty Reedy is going to be there like we talked to earlier in the race. There's rumor that Skylar Holzhausen and Casey Johnson may be appearing. We saw Jacob Gady running his brother Matt's car. He's going to be here. Nick Paninsky was out practicing.
Mike Eady.
Mike Eady. Yep,
Mike Eady blew something up, but they said it was minimal, and he should be able to race as well.
Mike Eady, he's been to the track twice and has got probably a total of 10 laps because something has gone wrong twice. So maybe tomorrow night will be his luck charm.
Ty Majeski supposed to be back as well. This may be the most, plus all of our lacrosse stars. What a star-studded way to kick off the lacrosse speedway season.
If all these people show up, the Fast Dash is going to be like an all-star race.
Are we thinking of B-Main possibly, or did they just throw them all to the wolves?
Well, it depends. Normally, if they got 24 to 26 cars, they'll throw them all to the wolves. If they get up to that 28 to 30 range, there's definitely going to be a B-Main.
Nothing else going on on Sunday, April 30th, except at the La Crosse Speedway. Late model sportsman, Thunder Stocks, Hornets, and Street Stocks. Qualifying again starts at 12:45, racing at 2. I'm going to be there at 10. I got to set my whole announcer tower up. I got to hit all the drivers, make sure I get all the sponsors correct, and I've got to have room for my customary season opening triple cheeseburger.
Jeez, you and that gut.
Want to thank our wonderful sponsors.
Dean Satellite Security and the Team Dean segment, Big Boar Barbecue, Toma Sparta Raceway, Weir's Machine and Racing Products out of Bangor, JT's Long Shots and the Great Wings, Days Inn and Conference Center, fansarena.com, and our new sponsor, Dell's Raceway Park. Thank you all for sponsoring our show, the Whitetail Crossing and Convenience Store.
Also want to welcome, or thank you, I should say, Devin Schmidt, Cheyenne Stanfield, Dave Trude, Mike Litchfield, Steve Bachman, and Ty Reedy. For our producer, Jesse, Billy Doc Niles, I'm Radio Man Dan Diker. We will be back next Saturday, hopefully with La Crosse Speedway results.
Oh, hopefully, but we'll have a lot of interviews.
We are. That's going to be right here, 12 noon on 1460 WPOG.
It's the Whitetail Crossing Convenience Store Race Report on Cool Gold 1460 with Dan the Voice Diker and Billy Doc Niles, brought to you by Whitetail Crossing Convenience Stores in Baraboo, Black River Falls, and Toma. By Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem, and 3rd Street, downtown La Crosse. By Dean Satellite and Security, your local DirecTV retailer. By the Days Inn Hotel and Conference Center on French Island, La Crosse. By Dell's Raceway Park in Wisconsin Dells. By Weir's Machine and Racing Products in Bangor, Wisconsin. And by TJ's Long Shots Grill and Saloon in historic downtown West Salem. Join us next week at this same time for the Whitetail Crossing Convenience Stores Race Report on Cool Gold 1460 WBOG.